You know, I never thought moving out to the countryside in Texas Hill Country, just outside of Austin, would drag me into the most ridiculous war of my life. I bought this ranch to get away from people. Peace, quiet, my horses, and wide open space. That's what I paid for. But instead, I ended up in a battle with a woman I can only describe as the Queen of Karens. Her name was Linda, though everyone in the neighborhood called her Karen behind her back. She was the self-appointed enforcer of our little HOA, a homeowners association that I never even signed up for, because technically, my ranch sat just outside their jurisdiction. But that didn't stop Linda. She treated the neighborhood like her own personal kingdom, and for some reason, she decided I was her new project. The problem started with my gate. See, I had a big steel ranch gate across my driveway. Nothing fancy, but it kept my horses safe and gave me a little privacy. But Karen didn't like it. She said it was an eyesore. She wanted me to paint it beige to match the rest of the neighborhood aesthetic. Mind you, my property is 10 acres. Her house was nowhere near mine. She had to drive 2 streets over just to see my gate. But that wasn't the real issue. The real issue was that Karen had gotten into the habit of using my ranch road as her personal shortcut. Instead of taking the paved neighborhood streets, she would drive through my gate, across my gravel driveway, and out the back to save herself maybe 3 minutes. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe she was lost. But no, she did it every single day, sometimes twice. I caught her red-handed one morning when I was feeding the horses. I stood there, bucket of oats in my hand, watching her SUV crunch down my driveway like she owned the place. When I waved her down, she rolled her window down with this fake smile. "Oh, don't mind me," she chirped. "This way's just faster. I'm sure you don't mind." I told her I did mind. I told her it was private property. She just laughed. "We're neighbors. What's mine is yours, right?" Then she drove off before I could say another word. That was the day I decided this was war. At first, I tried to be civil. I put up a no trespassing sign. Karen ignored it. I bought a chain and locked the gate. She cut the chain. I installed a security camera. She had the nerve to complain to the HOA that my camera was spying on her. Every time I blocked her, she found a way around it. She even called the sheriff once, claiming my gate was blocking public access. The deputy laughed when he came out, shook his head, and told me, "You're in the right." But I'd watch out. This lady's got a reputation. So, I came up with a plan. Now, I should tell you something about ranch gates. They're heavy, and mine swung inward on fixed steel hinges. I'd noticed that Karen always came speeding through, like she was late to her own coronation. So, I set the trap. I rigged my gate with a spring-loaded latch, one strong enough that it looked unlocked, but the moment someone pushed it open too fast, the gate would swing back with all the force of gravity and steel combined. I tested it myself, slowly guiding it open, and it worked fine. But if you tried to plow through it like a speed racer, you were in for a surprise. Then I waited. Sure enough, 2 days later, I heard the crunch of tires on gravel. I peeked out from my barn, and there she was, barreling down my drive in her shiny SUV, sunglasses on, like she was untouchable. She didn't even slow down as she swung the gate open. That gate snapped back like a whip, bang. It slammed right into the side of her car with the force of a battering ram. Her SUV rocked from the impact. Her mirror shattered, and she screeched to a stop with a sound that could probably be heard in the next county. I'll admit it. I laughed. Out loud. I couldn't help it. She jumped out of her car, screeching like a banshee. "You vandalized me! You destroyed my vehicle!" I walked up real calm and said, "No, Linda. You destroyed your vehicle. This is private property. You're trespassing. And by the way, smile, you're on camera." Her face went pale when she realized I had the whole thing recorded. Karen tried everything after that. She called the sheriff again, but the deputy just shook his head and told her she was lucky I didn't press charges. She complained to the HOA, but when they realized my land wasn't under their control, they dropped it. Finally, she tried to threaten me with a lawsuit. But once my lawyer sent her a copy of the video, showing her speeding through my gate without permission, she backed down real fast. The best part, after that, Karen never set foot, tire, on my property again. My gate stayed right where it belonged, my horses stayed safe, and peace returned to my ranch. Sometimes, I still scroll back through that security footage, just to watch the exact moment my spring-loaded gate sent Karen's SUV bouncing like a pinball. It's my own little reminder, mess with a cowboy's gate, and you're gonna learn the hard way. And that's how I trapped the HOA Karen, who thought she could use my ranch as her personal highway.